Hello, my name is Amin Al Reyes, and I'm going to be presenting the video portion of the Curley Crew's social psychology research project, and it's going to be on cognitive dissonance and its implication in the lives of smokers. Within cognitive dissonance, it's essentially this concept in which an uncomfortable feeling of tension that people experience when they realize that their behaviors do not coincide with their attitudes. As you can see on the top right, I added an image where people would rather be comforted in their lies and kind of take the easy route when it comes to their conflicting beliefs, instead of confronting their unpleasant truths. Um, Cognitive dissonance creates a strong motivation to reduce the dissonance that one is feeling by changing one's own behavior or even altering their attitudes, because oftentimes the dissonance can result in health defects and other harmful implications. Because people tend to believe that their thoughts and beliefs remain consistent and parallel with their actions, they tend to forego a series of situations that threaten this belief, and they find themselves in a very uncomfortable state. Um, so we wanted to focus this concept in on smoking cigarettes to be more specific. So the health effects of smoking, the action of smoking cigarettes in and of itself results in a series of health effects that places the smoker in a state of dissonance when conducting this action. They're addicted to smoking and they know they should stop because of these statistics right here, but they are unable to as a result of the addiction. Estimates show smoking increases the risk for coronary heart disease by 2 to 4 times, for stroke by 2 to 4 times, of men developing lung cancer by 25 times, and of women developing lung cancer by 25.7 times. And this graph on the right shows that the older you get, the greater the risk becomes because your body becomes more vulnerable. You start to become more susceptible to different diseases and defects in your health. So we talked about an experiment in which cognitive dissonance reducing beliefs among smokers. So it talks about how smokers exactly feel while they're smoking, and they know that it's hurting them, but they still end up doing it. The International Tobacco Control 4-Country Survey, which is ITC4 is what I'll be calling it, conducted a longitudinal study on a group of smokers to see if changing attitudes can lead to changing behaviors and how tobacco companies abuse this to sway their customers. In parentheses, I added victims because in reality they know what they're doing, but as long as they're making money off of it, it doesn't really matter to them. So they gathered smokers from around the world, the United States, UK, London, China, and used participants in research study that consists of groups, being put together by having phone numbers drawn at random from each of their communities, and they were given questions to answer about smoking behavior and quit history. The questions were answered in the form of a scale measured from 1 to 5, with the rating of 1 being for strongly disagree and for 5 being strongly agree. The amount of people who successfully quit smoking entirely was over 221 people, and there were 275 who quit for about a month but ended up relapsing and going back to smoking because they couldn't handle it. And there were 4,916 people that just could not quit in the first place. So that kind of gives you an idea of the ratio of how hard it is for people to quit, and it's essentially at this point rare for people to quit and then not end up going back to it. So rationalizations in this experiment are the combination of functional and risk minimizing beliefs. So essentially, an example of a functional belief could be believing the consequences of smoking are amplified, and risk minimizing belief, which is a way for people to alleviate the issue that they're having. And tobacco companies actually found a way to combat this belief, to all of this hate and this attempt to draw people away from smoking. Tobacco companies were so involved in the money making aspect of the scenario that they combated these results and increased awareness by creating methods that would actually find a way to keep people coming back regardless of having successfully quit or not. Past research within the experiment has found that tobacco industries are well aware, that smokers of light and low tar cigarettes do not have higher quit rates, um, So they realize that, oh, okay, let's add like a necessarily healthy, I say that in quotes, healthy alternative. When in reality it's not healthy. It's just another way to get people to come, another, excuse for them to just stay addicted and stay smoking. Further pushing away the unpleasant truths that we talked about earlier. As people continuously become more health conscious and experience dissonance, tobacco countries enhance their variety of products and appeal to many kinds of smokers that are out there to keep up and stay current. The ITC4's hypothesis that beliefs can change behaviors proved true in this experiment. They concluded that a pattern of belief change that is consistent with the existence of dissonance-reducing motivations among smokers essentially stays parallel with that of the tobacco industry. So we included the meme. Cognitive dissonance is prevalent in the lives of absolutely everybody on the planet. Everyone experiences it every day, probably every couple minutes whenever they're thinking about a decision or anything. And even in the most minor circumstances, it plays a role in our decision making, our actions, and our beliefs. The meme, on the right illustrates this aspect to the fullest extent. The individual, like most people on the planet, believes strongly that animal cruelty is wrong. However, the pink figure that appears behind him represents the dissonance of the situation and puts the individual's belief at question when introducing a burger into the equation, which involves the killing of animals for food. And then we have the quiz. So question 1, when trying to decide between quitting smoking altogether or using low-tar nicotine-free cigarettes, people's dissonance will be increased. Which of the following points about cognitive dissonance does this example make? So we have A, dissonance is unpredictable. B, people would not show any dissonance. C, the harder the choice, the greater the dissonance. And D, any choice creates some dissonance. So I'll give you like 10 seconds to respond. Okay, and the answer would be C, the harder the choice, the greater the dissonance. So for number 2, smokers of light or low tar cigarettes that are targeted to people who wanted to quit have higher quit rates, true or false? About 5 seconds. So the answer here would be false. People experience cognitive dissonance when they perceive a conflict between their actions and their behaviors. B, their actions and beliefs. C, their own attitudes and other people's attitudes. Or D, all of the above. So the answer would be B, their actions and beliefs. And for number 4, the last one, this theory has a tremendous public health consequences and can be used to explain why people might engage in at-risk behaviors that they know are unhealthy. A, cognitive dissonance. B, free choice. C, induced hypocrisy. Or D, induced compliance. And the answer here would be A, cognitive dissonance. And here are the works cited. Thank you.